Happy New Year from Pedal Excel by 5. I'm Gail Jones and we're about to do our first health minute for 2021. As you can see, I'm at the dentist. I'm at the office of Dr. Chuck Harrell here in Pedal, and he is going to share with you some very important information on dental health for your children ages 0 to 5. Don't go away.
Good day, everyone. I'm Dr. Harrell. I'm a dentist at Pedal Family Dentistry here in Pedal. I'm right here on Main Street. And just want to take this opportunity to share with you something that's near and dear to us, and that's how to not get a cavity. Today I'm going to talk about what a cavity actually is. A cavity, or caries is the correct term from the medical dictionary is a caries is basically means a disease of the tooth. Now, if you think along that lines, you know, a disease is not something you want to have. Well, caries is actually Latin for meaning rottenness. And so rotten teeth is basically what a cavity is. And so we're going to be basically talking about ways to prevent your children from getting a cavities. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is you as a parent. This is the most important thing that you can do for your child, and that's for you to have a healthy mouth. When we're born, we have no bacteria in our mouth, none. And so where does that come from? It comes from the parents. So if your mouth is not healthy, guess where the bacteria comes from? It comes from you as a parent. We used to think it was genetic. It's not genetic at all. So I know everybody says to me that, well, my parents had cavities and so I'm doomed to get cavities. Well, that's just simply not the case. It's not genetic at all. It's what you put in your mouth. Basically, there's studies from ancient cultures that we found that people just didn't get cavities. And people didn't get cavities because there was none of this stuff around. That's right. It's that simple. So you don't get cavities if you don't have sugar. And the things we make with sugar. So all the different things that we make from sugar and we consume almost on a daily basis. In fact, since this stuff was first invented, our consumption of it has never gone down. It's always increased. And so that's where I'm coming at you here today, is we've got to stop this stuff. And so what happens is when we eat this stuff, the bacteria that live in our mouth, we all have bacteria in our mouth, like I mentioned before. And that bacteria, we have actually bacteria, viruses, and funguses. We have good bacteria and we have bad bacteria. We actually have some bacteria there that actually help digest our food. But the bad bacteria is actually in the strep family. And the particular one that causes a cavity is called Streptococcus mutans. It's not the same strep that causes a sore throat, but it is a bacteria that causes disease. And so what happens is when we consume sugar or anything that we make with sugar, the bacteria also feed on that sugar as well. And when they feed on that sugar, just like any living organisms, by the way, there's millions and millions of them in our mouth that are passed on from generation to generation. And so that's where the genetic part is not a factor at all. It's basically what we eat. But the sugar, the bacteria feeds on it, breaks it down, and this sounds gross, but they poop out acid. Yes, right, that's what I tell my kids. They do. It breaks down the sugar, and the acids they produce, the waste products they produce, eat our tooth structure. It basically destroys the tooth structure. So we have perfectly good teeth that is destroyed from eating sugar. And that happens, and this is what gets everybody, within 2 minutes of consumption of something sweet. And it can last as long as up to 2 hours. And so that goes from a piece of candy to a sip of Coke or any soda. Anyway, that's basically what's killing our teeth. And so this disease, and that's, again, I'm using this word disease because that's how I want you to think of it. It is a disease of the tooth. It causes a rotting of tooth structure. And if we take this out of your diet, you won't get this disease. It's the most preventable disease we have. And so you as a parent have that control. So don't let your kids have sugar of any sort. Now you say, but my kid needs a snack. Well, let's put in what God made that's sweet, like apples, oranges, bananas, grapes, strawberries, blueberries, all the wonderful things that are actually healthy for you. There's no health benefit to this. In fact, all the diseases now that we know that sugar causes, childhood obesity, diabetes, brain memory problems, even some forms of cancer promoted by sugar. All this research we have, but we still eat it. If this was to be approved by the Federal Drug Administration today, it would be taken off the market, but that's not going to happen. Think about all our holidays, from Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas. You got to have a candy cane. This month, February, you got to have sweets for your Valentine. Then we have Easter. All the things that have sugar laden in our systems that is just not good, and so we need to change these things. Yes, I can talk about brushing and flossing and fluoride and all the good things that make your teeth healthier, but if we don't take care of this, it's not doing any good. So, so that's my message for you today: is don't eat sugar. Just don't eat it. And if you do eat it, or if your child eats it, you need to get it off their teeth within 2 minutes, because again, you're losing tooth structure. And that's what I want to end with today, is to kind of tell you, thinking about that, again, cavities are a disease of the tooth. If you wouldn't dare give your child something that would promote a disease. And that's how you have to think. When you give your child something sweet, you're promoting a disease of their tooth. And so thinking along that line, that should give you a little food for thought that, hey, you shouldn't do that. And so anyway, if I can help you in any way, like I say, I'm Dr. Chuck Harrell. I'm a dentist here in Petal, and we have our website is petalfamilydentistry.com, and my number here is 601-584-9481. And if you have any questions or concerns or want an office visit, just give us a holler. So thank you very much.